everybody, and welcome to another episode of Creativity Time. My name is Tatiana. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Australia, and I stamp and create under Tatiana Creative. Today we're going to take a look at some products, just two, from the new online exclusive range. So this is a new release of products. It will happen 3 times a year. And the first release was from the 1st of March, and it just means that these products aren't in any printed catalogue from Stampin' Up, but they are available online. So let's flip. There's some gorgeous paper in this suite. In this collection this release. I don't know what to call it. It's still new. I'm learning. Anyway, let's flip. And I didn't buy the bundle, but I did buy the paper. And it's called Hello Irresistible Designer Series paper. And let's take a look at it. It coordinates. So the stamped set would have this flower, but check out this paper. It is absolutely gorgeous. So pretty. Just beautiful color combination. And I love this texture. I love the back texture. The leaves, it really does bring a smile to my face. And I hope it's bringing a smile to you, like saying, how beautiful is that? We're going to use that one. And then I don't know what else we're going to use. And it's reintroducing 2 colors. So Stampin' Up! Has announced that with the next annual catalogue, which launches for customers in May, there is a color refresh. And this is where some of the colors from the core color collection go. And sometimes they bring in new colors, and generally, well, in my experience, this has happened once. So in my experience, they'll bring in, that one maybe. They'll bring in new colors, they'll bring in some old favorites and get rid of some. And so this pack, if you have a look here, where are we? There. It says Daffodil Delight, Floaty Flamingo, Lost Lagoon, which is a returning color, Petal Pink, Pretty Peacock, which is also a returning color, and Soft Sea Foam. So that is super exciting that those colors are coming, and I thought it'd be fun to use this paper. I can't decide which one to use. Let's go with this one because it's got a bit more. So this reminded me of the butterfly paper that we had 2 years ago. And so I had to do it. I had to bring out the butterfly stamp set. This is Butterfly Brilliance. It's a 1 stamp, and it's a background stamp of butterflies. I've actually owned 2, so I've got one that is a full stamp, which we're going to be using today. And then I've got one that's I've cut up so I can stamp individual butterflies. But, I mean, you can still stamp individual butterflies and just trying to line up things. Stamparatus is really handy when using the stamp set, just because it's such a big stamp, you might not get all the pressure on each of the spots, and so by using a Stamparatus, I can lift, check to see where it needs a bit more pressure and add it. So that's why I'm using the Stamparatus. I'm going to grab my Memento black ink. I'm going to ink up my ink pads. Probably could have done with a bit of a refresh. That's all right. And the other great thing about the Stamparatus, if you don't feel the color is dark enough, you can reapply ink and add it on top. And so creating a layer of ink, layering the ink and getting that darker black. You could also use Stays On, which is a darker black, but I don't like the cleanup with Stays On. So I'm just making sure my DSP is tucked into the corner so that we know to realign. And then I'm going to press, and I find it easier to rub with a cloth in hand. This is just a microfiber cloth that I keep at hand to clean the desk. So I'm just using that to apply some pressure and to rub. Otherwise, your fingers kind of just grip the plate. Now we can lift and look, and I think this butterfly just here may need a little bit more attention. We'll just see if there was enough, and a little bit on that one. I'm happy with that. So that's so pretty. Oops, don't get ink on my fingers. Might just grab a chamois. I've got one that I cut up so that it's easier to clean when using the Stamparatus. Find it harder to hold the big one. all cleaned. I'm not going to get ink on my fingers. I'm just going to pull that plate out and put it to the side. And now I should have got the dies out. What's fantastic, it's one solid die as well. So that means that I can cut out all these butterflies with one run through the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. So now we have the beautiful butterflies. Look at those beautiful pinks and orange tones. And I was going to pick a background from this DSP. So not that. Let's pick something with the, there we could use this one, or this one, or this one. We could use the leaves. We could even fussy cut out those leaves. Well, that could be fun. I think let's keep with the darker. That would be fun. We could cut out those leaves. So we've got choices. I think I'm going to use this one as the background and place some of my butterflies, even just the one big one. Oh, I do like that. And let's get, what color? I don't have any Lost Lagoon or Pretty Peacock on me. So I'm going to have to try to think of another color. What if we brought out, thinking. Where's the, let's see, there's Daffodil Delight. Just, oh, it would have been really good to have Pretty Peacock or Lost Lagoon. Soft Sea Foam. Maybe we could try some Soft Sea Foam. That could work. I'm pleased with that. Okay, so let's prep our card base. What I like to do is score once and cut once, and that way I get 2 card bases. Scoring at 14.85, and then I'm cutting at 10.5. And that gives me 2 portrait mode top folding card bases. Fold that and then burnish that fold, and then we're going to place this DSP, and I'm going to cut this 9 centimeters, so there's going to be a bit of a border, and then 9 is so 13.35 to make a nice little curved front. So yes, I'm very pleased with that. I'm going to adhere that down, and we still need to find a sentiment. So the butterfly stamps there, Butterfly Brilliance, because it's a large stamp, doesn't have any sentiments. That means that you can bring anything in. It allows your creativity to really shine. And I love how that butterfly just pops out on there. May even not use the others, but I could create a whole bunch of cards using that combo. Maybe I'll use the 3. I like that. I'll use 3 on this one. And then I can use that scrap. Actually, let's do that together, because I did cut 2 card bases, didn't I? And then this one will be a bit different. Do we want a thicker border or thinner? Let's go thinner. I am going to cut this down to 14.35. And have that right there. So we used pretty much that whole sheet of 6x6, and there's no waste, which is always a good thing. A little bit of waste. Just these 2 scrap bits, and I'm sure you clever folk out there could find some uses for that. Okay, and I might do a single butterfly on this one, and then we can put these 2 butterflies on the inside. And then this is where we could bring in the scraps. We could, yes, and then we're using absolutely all of that sheet. How fun is that? Okay, now let's stick things down or work out a sentiment. Ooh, I have not used this yet. This is Best Family Ever, and I love that I can make sister-in-law cards. I don't have brothers or sisters. I have a husband and a mum and a dad and lots of friends, but I have lots of sister-in-laws and brother-in-laws. So this is, to me, more of a sister-in-law thing. So let's make some sister-in-law cards that I can send this year. Happy birthday, sister-in-law. Oh, yes, yes, yes. So I haven't even, I've used one. Actually, it looks like I have used it. Totally forgot. But let's find the sister. Well, there's the in-law. And then the sister. There. And it looks like I've used the happy birthday. Okay. It's probably hard to see. Hey, Priscilla, how's it going? Okay, so I'm adding the sister and then the in-law, and I'm going to pick it up. I don't know if that's straight. I should just grab some grid paper. If you are trying to line things up, trying to find a piece of grid paper that's not too messy. Here's a piece. Hot, hot, hot here too. It is crazy. It's humid, more than hot, it's humid, isn't it? Okay, so I'm gonna restart that. I'm gonna line the word sister along that center line on my grid paper, and then the in-law as well. I know it's not full on straight text, but we can just make sure it's sitting nicely, and then mounted onto my block. And then the happy birthday is all in one. And that'll fit nicely. So let's test that out. Let's bring out sister-in-law. I might do happy birthday, sister-in-law, happy birthday, or happy birthday, sister-in-law. I think happy birthday, sister-in-law. Perfect. Love it. So that's our sentiment, and some decisions to make as to, here are our cards for those popping in. Got to make a decision on where and how. Ooh, I think on this one, I'm going to do it straight onto the card, across sideways. I know that's not traditional, but it's something different. Thank you for the heart. So I'm going to ink that up, and I'm going to start with the sister-in-law since it's going on the bottom. Well, along that edge. And then the happy birthday. There. And then we're going to put that butterfly. I'm going to take my bone folder and just curve the wings ever so slightly. Well, not so slightly. They do pop out quite a bit. And I know that that'll flatten in the mail, but even I think after the mailing process, it'll still have that little bit of a curve. So it'll be a flat curve, but it'll be still there when they get it. So just adding some glue along where the body of the butterfly is. There. So I love that, the simplicity of having the stamp there. So this one, it's quite dark, unless we white heat emboss, but then we're bringing in another color, which I don't think we want to do. It would fit quite nicely there. Oh, I wish we had green. Though, hold on, I haven't stuck that one down. Oh no, I have stuck that down. I was going to say we could swap to white paper and then the white embossing would look a lot better. What if I put that on the inside? I know. So this is, you're getting an insight into my creative process. This is basically what I do all the time, is I talk it through to myself. So we're going to stamp the sentiment on the inside. Starting with the big one because it lines up a bit easier. Sister-in-law. And then happy birthday. There we go. Love it. I don't often put sentiments on the inside. I like having space to write. But do you know what? I like this different, something different. Okay, so let's stick those butterflies down. Again, I'm going to take like that bone folder and curve those wings up. And so I have 4 of those sheets. I think you get 4 of every design. Hold on, let's have a look. 48. I think there's 4 of each. So you could make this card, well, these 2 cards 4 times over, and that would give you 8 cards just from a few sheets of designer series paper. And you could play with the color combinations. There's sheets in reverse color kind of things, so we could create more Lost Lagoon and pretty peacock butterflies, and then create, I like the green background, the Lost Lagoon-y background. Okay, now if we add this strip here, actually let's add it as so. If you can see, I'm adding that to the, and it's just giving that white border, but I might swap that over to this one so that there's more space, and then we'll use the thinner bit on that one just because we've got that sentiment going. I love that we didn't throw any of this DSP out. We've still got some scraps. Might be fun to create a card with the negative. Might do that later off camera. Ooh, concentrate. And now I'm not going to curve this butterfly because we want it to sit flat inside the card. I will get it to go off the edge a little bit, making sure I didn't put glue on the edge. Oops, I did. Wrong edge, doesn't matter. And then take your snips, flip the cardstock over so you can see the edge, and then that gives you a cleaner snipping path. There we go. And then this one, we can stick a little scrap up there, and then the butterfly. Let's keep this full butterfly on. Yeah, how pretty. That one was going to there, this one was going in here. Can you hear that? The little ringing in the background. That's my washing machine. First load of towels is done. It's towel washing day. It's crafting and towel washing day. And then this one. And we've still got to do the envelope. We can't forget that, but I've got a nice quick solution for that. But before we move on to the envelope, there is something else. So this is part of a bit of a suite. There's a bundle, and there's also these, what are they called? Loose frosted dots. And they come in these beautiful colors. And I think, oh, the yellow, was thinking the pink. We won't use the green. Which colours? The yellow might be a nice addition. Just because there's that little bit of that yellow, those yellow tones in the DSP. And there's 3 different sizes. Ooh. Ah! Having some drop out. Okay, just find the sizes. And I'm going to just vaguely plop them down where I'm thinking, if they would detach from my fingers. And I'll do one there, one there. Yep, and then. And if you've ever bought one of the Stampin' Up card kits, you have most likely received a sheet of glue dots, which I don't use in the card making kits. I prefer to use the adhesive, but I keep these because they're fantastic for adhering these kind of loose embellishments. So don't throw them out. I might use a big one and a medium one over here. Yep. Okay, so I've got my vague placement of where I want those. And now I'm going to use the Take Your Pick tool. And I'm going to lift up the dot and place it where I'm going to adhere. So the dot is a little bit bigger than some of these loose bits, but I haven't found that to be much of a problem. There and there, and I'm going to do the same over here. So I'm just using the really pointy bit, and that's the same bit I'm going to use to remove the backing off these dots. So very handy tool. And then I'm going to use the sticky bit, the other end. I've got the brush tip end, but this I've got 2 so that I can keep the brush tip and the sticky bit to place the dots. So I'm just going to remove those 3, and while I still remember where the adhesive is, and flip that one. Oh, come on. Flip gem, or is that the little one? There. There. Oops, don't need to pull that off, just need to pick up. There we go. Now 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There's 2 over here. 1 and 2. Oops. Again, I'm trying to remove the lid, which, oh, there we go. That almost stuck down incorrectly. Oh, it dropped back in. On a medium-sized one. There's a medium-sized one. There. Oh, that goes there. Don't want to lose any of those, but aren't they pretty? Let me they've got this nice iridescent kind of backing to them. If I bring the container up, you can see that the ones that are shiny, that's the bottom of them, and there's this iridescent finish to them, and that just creates, and then they're frosted on top. They're really, really beautiful. I love them. So pretty. Let's get rid of that. So, and now just to finish off the envelopes as promised, it's super easy. I'm going to bring the Stamparatus back in. And that should be okay placement. I'm going to grab 2 envelopes, and I'm going to stamp the back of the envelope with the flap closed. Just going to stamp the butterflies right across there. Actually, no, I'm going to move it over. So just peeled that off. I did clean the stamp, so that was easy, and I'm just going to place the stamp to cover that, just half the envelope on the back there. And now just using the same ink as we already used. Don't need to cover all the butterfly, don't need to go all the way down because the bottom of the butterflies aren't there. Just rubbing that. And there we go. Pretty matching envelope, but because of the envelope flap, we just need a little bit more pressure there. Do you know what? I'm going to even lift that, place it down. See, this is the beauty of using the Stamparatus. There we go. Oh, I moved the envelope. Oh, but that's okay. It's kind of created this cool shadow effect, and it's only the envelope, so I'm going to leave that. But gotta make sure your bit is in the right position when you do that. I moved it with my hand without noticing. Okay, let's try again. We know that that flap will do the same. What you can do, we have magnets on the back. I've just put a bit of masking tape on mine. So I'm going to add that there, and now that should line up quite nicely. So if I rub, there we go. So that one, oh, we've missed the tip. Somehow, the tip of that butterfly. Which butterfly is that? Did I not ink it? Looks like I missed the ink, but that's okay. So now that lines up, and there's a bit of stamping inside, but that's okay. Ooh. Close that, put that to the side, and let's bring in our projects. Oh, better close that ink pad. I am going to get ink everywhere, but there we go. Some fantastic, and you know what, a little effort. It looks like you've spent this time creating these beautiful backgrounds and these beautiful tones on the butterflies, but it's just designer series paper, so super cute, super easy. What do you think? Let me know in the comments which came there. So here they are. I am really thrilled with those. That's so cute, and I love that I have some cards to send to 2 of my sister-in-laws. I actually have more than that, or we, should I say, my husband and I have more than 2 sister-in-laws, but I've got 2 cards, and as I said, this designer series paper comes with 4 sheets of every design, and so I could make 8 of these cards, or 4 each, if I wished. Anyhow, thank you so much for joining me. Please feel free to subscribe, follow, like if you would like to see more of my videos. I do weekly videos here live on Facebook, and then this gets uploaded, and generally it gets released, premiered on YouTube the next day. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.